Hey dudes. Every game sandbox has usually one weapon or tool that most people can gravitate towards to, or something that you just enjoy more than the rest of the game sandbox. You know, maybe sometimes you take a playthrough where you only use that. And Halo's no different. For me, probably the most iconic weapon in the series, as well as just my all-time favorite, would have to be the Needler. Both from the first time picking it up as a child and seeing this crazy, wild weapon where you have homing projectiles that explode when enough hit a target, as well as such a weird and alien design, making it stand out among all the other weapons that are also extreme standouts as a video game sandbox as a whole. And nowadays, it's cool for just being honestly my favorite sci-fi weapon as a whole, being this weird, medium-sized, kind of big alien gun that fires homing projectiles that are crystals that when enough hit a target, they go super critical and explode in their super combine. And then the reload is just a flick of the wrist, which turns the gas stored inside the weapon into new crystals that then get chewed and fed through the front of the gun. And that's just the coolest fucking thing ever. And the fact that it's been here since Combat Evolved and realistically hasn't had any crazy changes where a lot of it is just balance for the sake of, making it better. Seeing as Combat Evolved, although in campaign, it's honestly pretty underrated. In multiplayer, it is absolute dog shit because of how easy it is to dodge the projectiles. And then even in Halo 2, where it went really fucking cool in campaign with dual-wielding the Needler, it was still not that great in multiplayer due to its pretty slow fire rate and, pretty slow projectiles. Where all the way in Halo 3, we finally got a version of it that is awesome and strong in multiplayer, where its firing speed ramps up pretty quickly and the projectiles fly very fast, as well as not needing too many needles for a super combine. It's very deadly. While in Halo Reach, it did get some setbacks, mainly that super combines can't happen to shielded targets, which, yeah, a bit of a letdown for the campaign, but sometimes there does need to be room in Sandbox to, have that uniqueness. Which sucks because, sadly, the Needler rifle, which would have been so cool as being the, bigger brother to the Needler, which, if it did have the ability to super combine on shields, would be insanely strong, versus where in game, mostly you get to use that super combine on brutes because, they're the beefiest target in the game, where, unlike hunters and elites, where they have armor or shielding that can block most of the crystals, brutes just don't have that protection, making it very easy to get that 1, 2, 3 super combine from the Needler rifle. However, my favorite version of it for just how insanely OP it is Halo 4. Honestly, it's sad just how many things this game can get right sometimes, but then just how many it gets wrong. Like, multiplayer trying to be like Call of Duty and the art style being the big ones that I'm like, pretty shit. But then, this cool villain and this duality of story that, doesn't go perfectly, and they try to introduce a new enemy faction, which, cool on paper, didn't really work out. But the Needler got just giga-buffed in this game. It fires so fucking fast, and they brought it back to where it can... They brought back the ability to super combine shielded targets, and it's so fucking good. So you have a recolored version of Halo Reach's model that fires like the SMG, and it is so satisfying to use. And then we have Halo 5, where, honestly, out of all the models in Halo 5, this is the one I don't mind. It looks cool, it looks weird, it looks different. You have this very strange alien shape on the top of it, where it has these kind of like slope ups and these, crater-like shapes where it holds the needles, and it looks a bit more alien and not just smooth. Although both designs work, and one of my favorite parts about Halo is how every weapon variant in all the games are just different makes and models of the same line of weapons. And Halo 5 is a pretty cool make and model, personally. It has, lost the ability to super combine on shielded targets, once again, for, balancing reasons, at least in PvE, right? And, well, it's still pretty good. Like, Halo 5 and Reach have the bonus of, if I remember correctly, they do strip shields fast, so it does still, you can get the super combine on elites pretty well, which is good. Elites are like the core enemy that the entire sandbox is really built, it should be built around. And everything else just kind of ebbs and flows into, well, some things might be more useful and some might be less useful, like the Needler. Honestly, it's not the best weapon against grunts because you don't get value out of the super combine because you often kill grunts, at least the lower ranking ones, not ultras, right? Before it even explodes. And then with hunters, you have to exclusively get them on their little, back spot. Which at that point, you should just be using melee or a different weapon. And then you have Halo 5 where it's like, you could tag team it with your AI companions in campaign or other players in multiplayer with Warzone Firefight. And that's mainly it. And then we have Halo Infinite, which is a very awesome looking Needler, and kudos to the fact that the Needler, of all weapons, has the best skins in Halo Infinite. You have the Flood Needler, which is just fucking beautiful. You have this awesome Banished Needler that has the just it already has the needles set to go from red to pink. And it's fucking cool because there's already coatings in the game that change the colors of the needles, and it's awesome the amount of combos you can have with this weapon. And then my favorite, the HCS 2025 classic Needler design, the Type 35 Needler, and its weapon coating. It just looks so fucking good. And honestly, it's also a bit of where it feels like the Campaign Evolved little demo we got it has a bit of red herrings of oh look, here's the Infinite model, but a couple days before the little demo drop, you gave us a skin that is literally what should have been in the fucking demo. It's a bit suspicious. It's a bit weird, but it's still cool looking. And the Needler is honestly just a weapon that stands the test of time. It's crazy that just no other game series just has a weapon like Halo's Needler. A lot of game series have, the plasma rifle, assault rifles, SMGs, pistols, right? But what other franchises have something like the Needler? It's something that's just so unique and Halo that it's why, at least to me, it's the weapon that screams the series the most. Because no other weapon in fiction is just like the Needler.
On forever, you make me feel like I'm living the Spartan dream. The way you charge with me, I can't sleep. Let's fly away and don't ever get glass. Don't ever get glass. My heart stops when you cover me. Just one shot, Cortana, I believe this is real. So take a chance and don't ever look back. Don't ever look back. Get those grunts popping with my plasma.